Hi Joan, hi Kat, how are you doing? Hi Lynn, hi Terry, hi Craig, how are you doing? See you next weekend, Craig. Hi Stuart, Mr. Taz, Russ, how are you doing? We must meet up sometime, Russ. I'm gonna have to get you out one weekend. Hi Lisa, how are you doing? Hi Graham, hi Steve. Stephen Parsons, that is. All right, Jabba, did you find that bit in the video? I know you was having a bit of trouble. Hi Martin, how you doing? Hi Claire. So good evening. It's Friday once more. And good evening to all the regulars, all the subscribers, friends, and all the little people that hide in the background waiting to leave the sarky comments. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate it. Hi, Tina. How are you doing? Oh, from Sweden. Good evening, Sweden. So, hi, Andy. How are you doing? John Dunford. Good evening to you. So, we do have a guest on tonight, so they'll be coming on a little while. I shall bring them on, and it's somebody a few of you might know, but a few of you might not because they are fairly new. Eleanor, good evening. All right, Graham and Nicola. Cool, look, the Black Countries all come on together. How are you doing? Naomi, good evening to you as well. Wavery Magnets, Barb. So, yes, it's Friday. It's that day of the week where we can all say sod work. Had enough of it. It's been one of those weeks. Yeah, so glad it is over. So glad it's over. Hi, Paul. How are you doing? And that means it's a step closer to Sunday now. Sunday, we ain't got a clue where we're going yet. I'm going to have to sit down and work something out later, but I'm just trying to finish off tomorrow night's video because I've had such a bad week. I am so far behind, it's unbelievable. So if I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing it, I'm up till 3 o'clock in the morning. I was up late enough doing it last night as well, to be honest with you, but we will get there. We will get there. Hi, Judy, how are you doing? They're the rough lot. Ah, right, okay. They're the funny people. Yeah, but they are. They always do it. They always do it. You know they do, Andy. But yes, so we've got to find a location. I'll work on that later, Terry. Don't worry about it. We've got plenty of time. It's only Friday. Um, Magnets Way, good evening to you. I'm sure we'll find somewhere to go. Now, where did we go? We went back to a location last weekend that we've done a few times before because Jabba wanted to watch football, but we did have Jabba out and we did have Dave out as well. And it was an average day. It got better towards the end when Jabba and Rocky had gone to watch football, it got much better. But it was quite a heavy day. There was a fair bit of scrap come out, and a few nice things come out in the end. Hi Pat, how you doing? But it doesn't matter because we had a laugh, and that's what it's all about. We had fun. It was a bit of a drive, but it was always going to be a difficult one. But we wanted to try a new part of it, and you just like you know it's like magnet fishing. Until you try, you'll never know. You've been at Booking.com. You like it in there. It's nice and warm. It's like going on holiday when you work there, Ben, because it's so warm in there. You absolutely love it. What's for tea on Sunday? Well, that's a good point. That is. She doesn't give the menus anymore. She knows what we like now and just gets on with it. But I'm sure we will have fun now. Tuesday night, first testing video. That is all ready. I've just got to change something because negotiated a much better discount code for everyone. So that will be going. Second scrap pile got nicked. Wonderful. Not the first time it's happened there actually, but yes, we the first testing video 9 o'clock Tuesday. Come along and see what I'm testing out this week. I've got other things, but I'm waiting for one more parcel to come because these things all go together. So I've just got to wait for that one to come so I can get on with that one. But I enjoyed doing this one. This was a good one, and we negotiated a really good discount code for you. So hopefully, once I get that up there, it might interest some of you. Not a lot of you, but it might interest some of you. But we will try different things. Boston, how you doing? Thank you very much. I'm trying to keep up the good work. It's just not enough hours in the day to keep up the good work. That's the problem. Um, oh no, definitely not politics. No, no, we're going to keep that right off here. Right off here. No, we definitely don't want politics. I have another word for it, but I'm not going to say what it is. But whatever happens, the good old British public will get screwed over once more, and that's all that happens. Yeah, it was fun. It was. I did enjoy doing that one, but you will see Tuesday night, 9 o'clock. Just and it's not going to have any fishing in there, so this is purely for people that want to watch it to see what I'm testing. It's got nothing to do with um, magnet fishing. I suppose you could take it magnet fishing with you, but and that's the idea of it. That's why it's a separate day. Wednesdays, Saturdays are going to be magnet fishing videos. Friday, you're just going to have to sit here and listen to me, and Sundays when we're live. So I will. How are you doing? But if you want to watch it, you can. If you don't want to watch it, you don't have to because there's going to be no magnet fishing. I know some of you, you don't like a lot of things and you're only here for the fishing. Well, if you're only there for the fishing, then Tuesday is definitely not your night. Wait till Wednesday because Wednesday. Oh, that's the second part of tomorrow's. You'll see that on Wednesday anyway. But it was a good day. It was a heavy day. It was Nicola's 50th birthday as well. 50. It was like a forest fire. It really was. But you know, pop along. First part tomorrow night, second part on Wednesday, and you'll get to see what we got up to. And it was a very good day for the scrap man again. Let's put it that way. So always good when somebody benefits from it. And I got something really cool to be honest. I was quite happy with that. Pooch Farm. What? Yeah, it's just Paul that's not happy with fireworks. Well, only when you're shouting them at him, Terry. I'll be there. Oh, will. I'll be there as well, I should think. Hi, Raymond. How you doing? Oh, they're going to be comments stuck, but they're back on the move. They're back on the move. So, there we go. Yes, so I found something really good on that day. It was good. Like I said, plenty of stuff came out. The scrap man, you'll see him on the video. He came down. And we've used him again since, and he actually wants to come and fish with us when we go. So we've got to let him know when we're down that way again because he wants to come and have a fish himself, which is fair enough. Sort of like Bedford, we had that because the scrap man, we lent him magnets and he was pulling out his own scrap, which was really good for him, to be honest with you. And he really enjoyed it. Didn't understand a lot of what he was saying, but he understood scrap metal, let's put it that way. That's the main thing. Just cooking some tea, back in the chat. All right. What, you eat as well? Blimey, that's unusual. Rescue Remedy G. I should try some of that. You never know. Hi, Rachel. How you doing? Right, okay, let's bring the guest on. Come on you come. Let's get you on here now. Come on, then you can all see who it is. So bear with and get him on the chat, and you can have a chat then. We did a test call and it worked fine for him. It was me that was having problems, but let's see. Let's see if it works. Thanks, magnets away. Yes, safes. They're not a very common thing to find now. I must admit, we don't get a lot of safes. Not like the old days. Do you ever edit a video and then watch it before putting it on? I think not putting that up. I don't know. Some of them have done a lot better than the others. Right, the guest is here, so let's get him on. Let's bring him on now and get him on screen. And here he is. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Now, some of you might recognise who this is, but I'll get him to introduce himself and his channel name, and we'll have a chat. And you are?
I am Paul, and I'm part of the Mercia Magnet Fishing Group with my wife Naomi and little Willem.
And we had the pleasure of fishing with you a couple of weeks back. This picture behind me, actually.
Yeah,
It was a good
the
day,
same.
wasn't it?
Oh mate, I tell you what, it was one of the best days I've ever had.
Yeah.
The variety of stuff coming out was just fantastic.
Now, you had the best day. Even George has just popped in. You had a really good day that day, didn't you?
That's some good stuff. The steering wheel come out, which I've now found out it's off a Willis Jeep.
Random.
Got the two table legs from an old 1900s marble table. It came out as just this solid lump of crud.
They were sort of
And
bonded together, wasn't they? They was like.
Yeah,
Tied
yeah, they were
together.
just stuck together. Threw them on the floor. They come apart, and I started getting excited.
And
And
the detail on them is fantastic.
oh, yeah, yeah. They'll probably get cleaned up, and they'll get displayed somewhere in the house. Wife
Yep.
don't know yet. Well,
Be a
she
very
probably
short
does now
table
because she's
for you.
watching.
But yeah, definitely be a short table if you make a table out of those.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Little did you table.
But and you also had some nice pub signs, didn't you?
Yeah, the two Banksy signs, the old sort of A-shaped ones, and the one I've kept, the one side, the other one I think Stuart's had from Kingfishers has been
Yeah.
cleaned up, but yeah,
You
that's in the
put
shed to be cleaned.
you put us all to shame that day. You stuck at that spot and you put us
That's
all to
it.
shame.
See, I'm happy to just sit there and just trudge through it all and just keep going and just forget the world.
Yep. Mm.
So
You
yeah.
stayed in one spot, and me and Paul tried to sate your wife.
Yes, yes, throwing the magnet at her. Yeah,
No,
if I
not
could have
at her.
thrown
Don't
it.
no, don't get it wrong. Not at her.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Towards
she just happened to be in the vicinity at the time.
it'll get me haters all excited. Let's not go down that route, So, but it was just overall, it was just a good day with you, the Kingfishers,
Yeah,
and
it was.
cheek Feeky Chuckers. I nearly said
The
it wrong
feet
then.
truckers, yeah, you've got to make sure you get that one right.
But yeah, it was just a fun day, And first time I'd fished with you, we had a laugh, we had a good chat,
Yeah, yeah.
and yeah, he did really well. He really put us to shame that day.
The newbie.
See, that's a good thing, and this is the thing with magnet fishing. It's not potluck. It's not one person always finds the good stuff. It's just being in the right place, and that's the thing.
That's it. I mean, you can go out, you can do your research on a place, but until you start throwing your magnet in,
Yeah,
you don't know what you're going to get. You
no,
know, we
you really don't, and perseverance definitely pays off in this hobby.
yes, yeah. I mean, we went out dipping today, and we were doing a spot, and literally just throw after throw. It was just you could feel it coming out the mud, and there was stuff coming out, and
It
that's some
looked
nice
like a
bits of mud.
very dirty canal to me.
Yeah, an awful lot of litter, but the water was crystal clear. I mean, you could see fish. They were like, you know, and it was
Mm.
lovely. But there's just so much rubbish in there, and it's just trawling it out and
I don't think
getting
you'd
it.
want to eat them though, because I saw the state of that thing you showed me. It was rather black. It's got the usual treacle look. Were you anywhere around the Birmingham area by any chance?
No, no,
No.
it was literally 20 minutes down the road from us.
Oh, right,
Um,
okay then. Because most canals in Birmingham have that real horrible black, slimy grime
oh,
at the
it
bottom of
got
them.
plenty of black slime in there. Yeah,
Mm,
we got pretty filthy. Got pretty
yeah,
filthy.
but it's all good fun. All good fun.
That's it. I mean, we go out. I mean, we have the kids with us. I mean, initially we started off with the Fiki Chuckers. Um,
Yeah.
it was Jodie, one of the mums at school, and we were just talking, and she got interested in it, and said like, we've been out and been Sheffield and found some cannonballs, and the joke of the story was like, I showed her my balls outside the school, and she wanted to come out, and she brought Lee and the kids, and yeah, we go out all the time. We love it. You know,
Mm. It's an unusual hobby,
fun.
but it's very
Hey?
easy. It's an unusual hobby, but it is very easy to see once you've done it why people get the buzz.
Oh God! I mean, I was a model maker. I mean, the plastic kits we used to go around
Oh,
the
not like
country.
women. You weren't like
No,
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 no.
no, no. And we
A man can
used to go
dream.
around, did competitions, and
Yeah.
I've got a few trophies, had a few kits produced, but broke my hand, my eyesight got worse, and I couldn't do it anymore. And the wife got a bit bored going to the model shows, dragging around, and we started watching YouTube. We watched yourselves. I
Who's
think
the
it was
first
Bondi.
person you watched? I ask people that when they come on.
First we watched, it was either Bondi or Outdoors Weekly.
Yeah.
And then we saw yourself, and it was like, yeah, we got to have a go. Did the mistake, went out and bought an Amazon magnet, and I
Been there,
lost it
done that.
first day.
Mm.
Second throw in the water, got it stuck, and it was like, nah. So we've progressed a little bit more now
Mm.
since the Amazon
But
magnets.
we've all been there. We've all started with something. Not many people start this hobby with a decent magnet.
No,
You
I
have to
mean
be
we
good.
get people asking us, and we say to them, look, just get a reasonable Amazon magnet. give it a go. If you like it, then spend the money. You
Yeah,
know, if
yeah.
you
No
don't
one
like
wants
it,
to
you've
throw
not
200
wasted
quid.
200 quid on a massive
Throw 200
magnet. You
quid at a hobby that you're not going to like. It's a waste of
know.
money.
Yeah. Well, I nearly lost the magnet the other day. Went
Guess
swimming after it. I dare say most of you have seen me in my pink pants swimming in the canal.
gets adrenaline going when the magnet gets stuck, doesn't it?
Oh God! I tell you what, it was proper stuck. It was. We had. Yeah, yeah. It was. I thought I was going to lose it, and then it was like, no, I'm going in. That's it.
Something I would never recommend, but it's people's own
No,
choice.
I mean, we'd been fishing that bit, and it was clean. You know,
Yeah,
there was no. So, and it was deep. I was having to tread water in there. So, but no, ordinarily I wouldn't have gone in, but because it was clean and I knew there wasn't much in there, and it was deep, so I could stay above it all. And, yeah, I got it out. But no, I wouldn't recommend going in there.
no. I wouldn't recommend going in places like the Thames. It's very unpredictable. That's the sort of thing, It's
Yeah,
um, sometimes we've been there, and when you actually see the force of the water is unbelievable. When your
mm,
magnet can't even get to the bottom, and that just
yeah,
shows you the power of water, really. But
yeah,
at the moment, it's at an all-time low, which is really good because it means it's calm.
mm.
So
I'll get
yeah,
down the Thames one day. It's one place I want to have a go.
you've got to
Um,
experience the Thames.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Honestly, it's
we've gone as far as Sheffield. We've done Starport with yourself.
yeah.
But yeah, we wanna do a bit more and go a bit round more and experience a bit more.
It is a killer on magnets, ropes. It's hard work. It's very rocky, and you will
Yeah,
find that you will end up with chips on your magnet. You will be changing the rope. If you did the Thames every week like we do, you're probably going to be re-roping every 6 weeks. It
wow.
eats the ropes, So that's why get a 30-meter rope. Then you can lose a meter, and then you can lose
Yeah,
a. So you get a few weeks out of a piece of rope. You don't have to buy a new one each time, but it is
yeah,
harsh on it. But it's very rocky canals at a very silty bottom. It's very soft. There's not really a lot of snag things. Rope lasts for a long time in a canal, but it
mm,
doesn't last for a long time in a river. I can tell you that.
no.
So, right. Good evening to everyone else that's jumped in. Sorry, while I was talking, all the comments are flying by, but thank you all for joining. Let's have a look. Your wife said you asked if they wanted to see your balls. Cannonballs.
This is it.
She has to lower the tone, doesn't she? Has to lower the tone. Um, well, I'll try and get. I will read them back later on. But so you've got videos on YouTube. You've got a channel. And how long did you start that straight away, or was that something that you sort of
Um,
got talked into?
Probably about a couple of months after we start. I mean, we've only been going just over a year,
Yeah,
and it must have been a couple of months. We decided, yeah, let's just record what we do. It's just a
yeah,
bit of fun. And yeah, we've got quite a few followers now, and yeah, it's good. We get a video out every Wednesday, 7:30,
yeah.
when I remember to put the right time. But, I've done that a couple of times.
So who's the editor? Who does all that bit?
Do it yourself.
You do
Do
it
it
yourself,
yourself.
do you?
Yeah, but I mean, I tend to like leave the camera switched on throughout. So if we go out and we do 6 hours of videoing, then I've got 6 hours to watch plus editing time on top. So it's a mad rush if we go out at the weekend to get it ready for Wednesday, especially if I'm working. So,
You want to try doing two a week.
mm,
But yeah, the advances of the right software, a very fast MacBook, it does cut it down. I mean, since I've changed MacBooks, I can probably do two videos in about 6 hours now, and that's working with 18 hours of footage.
no,
So
no, I'm still learning it. Still
editing,
learning.
I personally think is the hardest part of it, to be honest with you, because you do it, and when I go back to some of my early videos, I look at them and think, I can't believe you actually put that out there. It's horrible, And each time when you find something new, you tend to change little bits, and then you become more happy with your work. Because a lot of times, I've had it in the past where even if I'm not happy with, I've put the video out. Some of them have done better than the ones I was really happy with, which is most frustrating for me. You know what it's like? You can have a week where you get amazing finds, and that can turn out to be your worst video.
Yeah,
And then you
yeah,
get a really random one where you crush your fingers on a bridge and everybody wants to watch it. Maybe it's just because they don't like me, but it doesn't really bother me. But it's one of those things that you can really put a lot of work and effort into a video, but it doesn't mean it's going to hit.
mm,
It's where YouTube places you, where it recommends you, and that's the annoying thing. The ones that you've really worked hard on, I tend to find don't do the best. It's the
mm.
ones where I've rushed them seem to do better. But then you don't want to rush the next one because you think that was just a fluke, and then people saying your videos are a bit crappy now. So it's a hard thing.
I mean, we put them out just to share what sort of fun we have.
Yeah,
Some days the videos, they come together and it's like, yeah, that's all right. And then other days you look at it and you think, but it's just to show what we do. We do it for fun. We
yeah.
have a laugh. I'm not in it as to make money or as a. We just have a laugh. That's what it's about. Something to do with the family, kids
Yeah.
involved, and just enjoy ourselves. If we don't catch anything, we don't catch anything. But you can guarantee we'll have a laugh doing it. So.
And that's the thing. You see, what people really have to understand that doesn't matter how much research you do, doesn't matter where you go, it doesn't mean you're going to find anything, and you
Mm,
will get them days where you find bugger all. But as
yeah,
long as you're enjoying yourself, that's all that matters. And if you can put that into your videos for people to see, people will watch it regardless of what you find in. The
yeah.
finds are a bonus, but it doesn't matter as long as you're enjoying yourself. That's all that matters. And then you're using this massive hard drive called YouTube that generations of your family can go back and say that was my great granddad.
Yeah. So you're Greg Adder, you pink pants swimming in a canal. Yeah, that's me.
Well, you might as well leave something they can have a bloody good giggle about.
That's it.
That's the
That's
way
it.
to look at it. And they might say he could have had a shave.
Oh, I want to grow it even longer. I used to, where I worked before, wasn't allowed to have it really long because it was a grab hazard, but I can now. So I want to get it to where at least,
I'm
and then
surprised you're
decide.
braver with the wife because
Yeah, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the top of my head because we're.
so rather than comb over, you're going to have an under wrap.
Yeah, the wife says she's going to plait it. I'm terrible. I keep playing with it. You watch the videos, and I'm constantly there. It's just a comfort thing. It's just yeah.
Oh dear. So apart from like you said, your models and things like that, what other weird hobbies have you been through in your life? We've all been there. We've all done strange things. I used to go underground in abandoned mines, and where there was no oxygen and things like that. We've all had these
Um,
weird hobbies in the past.
I mean, I've always been into cars. I mean, in my younger years, I was into my cars, and I used to do all this, go cruises and street racing and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And looking back at it now, it's like, yeah, it's bloody stupid. Um, we did a bit of ghost hunting. Me and the wife went to a few places,
yeah.
experienced some weird and wonderful things.
Don't they call that the
Um,
in-laws?
no, we did the moathouse. We've done Shrewsbury Prison, Sutcliffe Castle.
Yeah,
Been around a few. Um, then I did my model making. I used to go shooting as well. When I was younger, as a member of the gun club, did my probationary firearms, so I know my way around a gun, which is useful in this game.
yeah.
When you
I
pull
wouldn't know.
something out, I know which is the dangerous end and which isn't.
Yeah,
Uh, so
I
yeah,
wouldn't know. I've only found one or two.
I think we're up to about five now. I think
Mm.
yeah, about
It
five.
does amaze you, doesn't it? A country with no guns, which seem to pull out more than half the Americans do, which is
I
quite
mean,
concerning.
we've had more firearms in Tamworth than we have everywhere else that we've
Yeah.
been. And we've done Nechells, we've done some unsavoury areas in Walsall and that, but yeah, we had. It's scary when you see what
Yeah.
is in the water that people have just chucked in that are obviously using it for unsavoury things.
Mm.
So,
And when I fished Tamworth, I found bugger all.
it depends where you go. A
Mm.
lot of it got redone, and a lot of it got dredged for the MOD. So there's
Well, I
there's
went
quite a
there.
few
We
places.
tried it. It was awful. We couldn't find anything. So I think we went to the nice clean dredge part then.
Yeah,
We've
you'll have
been
to come out with us
oh
to
Tamworth.
Tamworth.
Trouble is
We
with
can
me,
find you the
once
river.
I've had a bad experience in a place, I never want to go back there.
No, there's some good areas in Tamworth if you know where to look. There is some good ones.
Mm,
Might have to
yeah.
do some canals. I know you don't like stinky
Ugh.
canals, but
Don't come on here swearing at me. But see there, that river, I think that's got a lot of potential. You just can't get near it. That's the trouble.
mm,
See, I'll quite happily fish off a bridge, but not a cast iron one like that. Been there, done that, got stuck to it multiple times, and it's just hard work. And I know there's stuff in there, there's amazing stuff in there, but you've got to be brave or stupid because
you on about the one by the bowling alley, the green one?
no, this is in Leicester.
Oh, in Leicester. I
Mm,
thought you was
yeah,
about Tamworth.
yeah, that's there's a lot of stuff in there. I know there's a lot of stuff in there. I've seen some of the stuff that's come out there, but it's such hard work
Mm,
because you know it's like when you get something on the magnet, it tends to swing a lot more. And multiple times, I got my magnet stuck on there. I was using the Barbarian at the time, and somebody had to climb over the bridge and lower themselves down enough to get it off with a foot. So, and
yeah.
that's not advisable. It really isn't, and that made it a very, very hard bridge to fish. So we moved off that, went on the strip, and I pulled a grenade out within minutes. You know, so unfortunately, this is why the strip at Leicester has sort of been banned. Although people are still doing it, rubbish is still getting left there because at the end of the day, they may have put a sign up by some weird councillor saying you can't do it, but it's not a law. And
Yeah,
even the
I've seen a
police have
couple of
said that.
places.
The police
I've
have
seen
even
it
said
says.
we can't stop you,
Mm,
but it
yeah,
would be
I've seen.
frowned upon to go down there when the sign's up saying don't do it. But we
Yeah,
all know
I
that
don't know
what
what would actually happen to you if you did, though. I don't know what the laws are now with it, but
they'd go on the one that they threw at Brett, which is public nuisance.
oh, right.
He got
Okay.
arrested on public nuisance. That's before they said no fishing.
Wow.
Couldn't do anything. In the end, they had nothing to charge him with because they
Mm,
arrested him just because they're in a bad mood. And but they kept all his equipment, his phone, and everything for 2 months
wow.
while they decided that they couldn't do anything.
I don't think I
So
could cope without my magnet for 2 weeks.
I've got plenty. I'll be all right. Right, let's have a look at some of these comments because they're all having a good chat here and they've been whizzing by. So good evening, anybody that's popped in while we've been talking. Um, Someone's getting confused. I know the feeling this week. Um, so our kid. So Graham must be talking about Nicola because it's always our kid when them two are talking. New Egyptian chocolate arrow. Oh dear. All right, let's try and have a look. See if anyone's asked any questions. Let's see if they, or if you want to ask any questions, do that now. Well, I'll just whiz through these comments. Hi Liz, how you doing? Sometimes you're enjoying being out, forget record because you're having fun. Exactly. That's what it is all about, just having fun. Um, and that's great news about your daughter Nick as well. One man, one magnet. Good evening.
Just trying to have a look at messages myself.
Research don't work in my opinion. We're about our best finds, which is finding water and having a dip. Exactly. Most of the
Yeah,
ones I've been to where I know there's something been there in the past didn't work. Apart from the Ovaltine factory, it definitely was the Ovaltine factory because I've still got that big press plate as well.
yeah, I remember watching that. That was
That was a dirty, smelly canal as well. Now there's another world famous factory. Well, it was there. It's gone now. I think they shut the factory in. Oh, when did they shut it? Probably around 2000. I think the factory shut, and they moved it over to Norway. Massive company worldwide. I'm not going to say what it is because it is a canal, but I'm going to have to do it. But there's actually two companies. One of them is still there. The other one was a huge company worldwide, and I've just got to have a go at it, because I know somebody actually used to work there, and
mm,
he confirmed that. Well, it was a bit of a dumping ground. Let's put it that way. So I shall give that a go sometime. I don't know when, but it's canal. Sort of puts me off a little bit. Puts me off a little bit, but I'm going to do it just because of what was there. And you never know what's there. And a lot of these companies as well, because it made a lot of metal products. What were they doing during the war? Because most metal companies got conscripted into the war effort, didn't they?
Yep. Yep.
So you never know what's going to come up. Well, Craig's back. He's got his dinner. Trying to keep up these comments. Right, let's scroll down again. So let's scroll down. Something good. Hi, Sarah. Or Sarah. Sarah. No, Sarah. I'll scroll on the comments. Sort it quickly. Nowhere is truly empty. I must admit, yes, there is that bridge 10 miles from me that I've done over 60 hours off that bridge and it still gives. Last time I went there, it gave 2-inch mortars, and I honestly thought we'd covered that area well. And scaffolding.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? You can do a spot and then you can go back months later, and it's given again. It's ever so weird, isn't it?
It's the first place I ever fished, and I went back there week after week after week, and I've been back there time after time after time again, and it's still giving. Don't get me wrong, you got to work for it now. When I first went there, every throw you got something. Now you've really got to work for it. But the one thing I've never done is gone further down the river, and there's quite a tight bend, and I really need to get into that field, but it's quite a long walk, and have a look on that bend because everything would get pushed against that side.
Mm.
And things like you look at it, you stand there, look at it, everything's going to go there, everything's going to get stuck there. I need to do it sometime. But I've been saying it for 5 years and I still haven't done it. So we should. It's one for Stuart here. How come I can't hear Naomi? My ears aren't bleeding. She's left you alone,
She's downstairs.
keeping out of the way. She's on here keeping
I,
an eye
I
on
was
you,
just
though.
waiting to see if I could hear a shout. No,
No. Oh, she's called
I know
Stuart
she's
Cheeky
watching.
Sod anyway. Oh, she's good for a laugh.
She is. She
Yeah.
is. She's bits.
Definitely good laugh. So, the guy that was with you when we met up with you, was it him with a short tripod that we was waving to him at?
She just shouted up. Sorry, say it again.
Who was it? Was it? She's making
Can
your
you hear
curtain
her?
shake. Yeah, I think blooming half your area can hear her. They probably think you're beating her up. Me and Andy whose was the short tripod that we was talking to?
Lee.
Lee.
Lee. He's from the Fiki Chuckers.
Are we going to have to do a GoFundMe to get him one that's more than 3 foot high?
Yeah, it was funny though. You were there trying to record something, and we were just standing there watching it. It was like, does he know it's not switched on?
We did think that.
Oh, here she is.
I'm appalled.
You're
Disgusted.
She's giving me grief now.
It wasn't his
You're gonna
fault.
go
It was
say hello?
Stuart.
Here she is.
Stuart, be having words with you.
Spice Willa, mate.
You wait. Shh.
All the women in magnet fishing are quite loud and aggressive. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Mm.
But
Right,
yeah, that was
let's
Lee.
wait for my comments on that one then. My replies. Hi, Sean, how you
He's
doing?
watching tonight, actually. Yeah, they're away this weekend. But yeah, that was Lee's. You've not met Jodie, his wife, yet, have
I
you?
haven't. No. Was she at
No.
Sonic's thing?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw her, but I've not met her. Met her, if you know what I mean.
She's a good laugh as well. She's a bit of a sport as well. So you'll be
Someone said she's a little bit crazy, a little bit wild.
a little bit, yeah.
Right. Okay. I shall look forward to that one then. So when her and Naomi get together, then you two are in trouble.
Oh yeah, you can hear them cackling and laughing in the background. So.
Hi, Mary.
But no,
Okay?
she enjoys it as well. She gets in there and gets all dirty. She's hooked on it.
It does amaze me because most women don't want to get their nails dirty. Most women don't want to get down and dirty with the fishing. Better correct that quick because I know what people are like on here. But it is good to see, that it's a hobby that you wouldn't expect women to like, but they do, which
Yeah,
I've got
yeah,
to do
yeah.
because otherwise I wouldn't have a chef. Oh, that's gonna
She
hit
does
hard.
make an excellent burger. They
There we
were
go.
very
Look,
nice burgers.
right, I'm going to scan to the bottom of the comments quickly because I want to see. I want to read when I'm getting abused. You know. Good evening, David. I think he hates being called that, but that's me, you know. So, evening, Dave. Not morning. Won't give him the satisfaction. Right, let's have a look. There we go then. I love me magnet fishing. There we go. Well, they do. Then this thing, I don't know. Whoever tries it, she's as dark as Naomi. Andy, I
But,
was being polite. I was being very polite. Hi, Jim and Sigrid. How you doing? Oh, I'm starting some trouble tonight, aren't I? Starting some trouble.
I'll
And I
probably be
didn't get
sleeping on the
abused by
sofa
Terry.
tonight.
I'm doing well. Either that or she's just give up, abuse me now because she's so used to it. It's nothing on. You never have a quiet life, do you, Cat? Always doing something, always on the go. Right, okay, well, you look worried then. That was that look of someone standing behind you.
No, I thought
She
we
got
had
the
a cat.
rolling pin.
What it was. I don't know what it was.
It's the rolling pin. So, best finds then. Come on then. What's.
Best finds. I don't know. I mean, the 1964 Lambretta was amazing. I mean, Will pulled out the cover, the pannier off the
Yeah.
back, and it was only when a passerby went, "Oh yeah, bloke over there had it nicked," and that was it. We were in there, we found it, and we got it back to him. So that was
What, the
pretty
whole
amazing.
bike?
Whole bike.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, how long ago did he lose that?
I think it was about 4 months. It was nicked, but it wasn't running when it went in. So he
Definitely weren't
reckons
running
it'll.
when it came out.
No, I mean it was still in good nick. The handlebars had been smacked by a barge, so they
Yeah.
needed replacing. But yeah, it was his friend's bike who'd passed away, so it meant an awful lot to him, and he was so happy when we found it and we got it
Mm.
back to him.
Well, I suppose
So
he had
that
no
was,
insurance or anything on it because it was more.
yeah, they paid out.
Oh,
They'd
they
actually
had.
paid out. Yeah, so he was like, great, now I've got to contact him and try and buy it back. So, but he got it in his garden, so you know.
Bike's worth more in the memory than it is in the monetary value,
That's
anyway.
why, yeah, that's why he wanted it back because it was his friends who'd passed away and it meant so much to him. But that was a special day, you know, especially getting him to get it back. You know, it was just
It's
yeah,
just
so
disgusting that someone went to all the trouble of dragging away a non-running bike to chuck it in the water.
yeah, yeah. It was heartbreaking to see because you could see he was happy to get it back,
Yeah.
but he was so upset to see the state it was in. You know,
Mm.
but yeah, that was a
But you
good
can
day.
work at it. You know, you
Yeah.
can restore it. If it's not been in there that long, it's not going to be that bad. It's not going to be
Mm,
rotten, is it? You know,
yeah.
and if he's been paid out by the insurance, he should get it back dirt cheap.
Oh yeah, well that's it. He's got it there at his premises, so they ain't got to pay. They don't want to pay to have it recovered. So
No,
balls in.
no,
He's
exactly.
got the advantage there. So
It just shows you the
yeah,
state of
that's
it
good.
now. Where no one took it for a joyride, did they? They pushed it. They stole it.
They pushed it. Literally went 100 yards around over the bridge, and they were going to go past his house on the towpath, and they just pushed it straight in the canal. And yeah, just,
Mm, terrible, really. But
mm.
that is society now. That's the mentality of people. So that one was obviously a really good find. But something. What else have you got? And something else that's up there with your list of cool finds that you've
Um,
kept.
I found it in Walsall, and it's a die made out of Radweld for making fake £2 coins. And I pulled the one bit out, and I was like, I ain't got a clue what this is. And I just put it to one side, and a bit later on, I found the other half, and I was like, I know what that is. And they proper cleaned it, and you can see it. So they'd obviously made it, and it wasn't um,
Mm,
the best of molds. But yeah, that's nice.
When I was
That's
in
fun.
Birmingham, I found two holdalls. Now, it's only because I kept going over it. I took the grapple look in that, and it's full of fake Tiffany jewellery
Mm.
and all the ones that had been, well, stamped, roughly cut out, and they all said on them 925 silver, although most of them were made out of copper.
Okay.
So it would have been a case of make them out of copper, silver plate them, sell them as solid silver, and that's it. And we did find out that those were the two missing bags. When the police raided somewhere on the jewellery quarter that was turning out all this fake Tiffany stuff, they knew of two more bags but never found them. I did.
Yeah.
There's a
Did you
lot
get
of
a
copper.
reward?
Eh?
Did you get a reward?
Nah, my mate weighed it all in, didn't he? Before we actually found out that. But I've still got about 50 pieces from there, and it's a Tiffany and Co. and it says 925 silver, and you're like, that's brass. Because you've got to make it out of non-magnetic metal. If you're going to do a good counterfeit, you couldn't make it out of steel, could
That's
you?
it. That's
And
it.
there was all sorts. There was badges, there was cufflinks, there was rings. I've even got rings that have been pressed out where they need folding round now and soldering and then coating. So, at first looking, what's that? And then when you actually work out, you can see it's a Tiffany ring, but it was never finished.
Yeah.
We had sheets of brass where they'd actually stamped things out of them, so it just looked like a big colander. But interesting stuff. It was only about half a mile from the jewellery quarter, so we was in the area, and that's where they ended up, in the canal. The canal where I got my magnet stuff. What was I using then? That was the Evolution when I was using the Evolution, and we got it stuck on something, and it was really hard work, and in the end we had to get a car to tow it because we couldn't get the magnet off.
Mm.
And rising out of the water came the roof from a factory. It was like one of the big A-frames made out of steel.
Yeah.
And it sort of stood up about 25 foot up in the air. I was thinking, that's either coming over on us or it's got to go back. Unfortunately, the magnet came off and it went back in, but there's no way we were getting that out. And that just shows you how much stuff is in these things that you can't see. And it was a roof from the factory. You could actually see the remains of a wall where it fell off the end and just landed in the water.
Bloody hell.
People don't take responsibility with things like that. It's like when they chop old bridges down. They don't take responsibility for clearing it up properly. When we did Cambridge, we pulled out nearly 12 tonne in a day. And I would say 6.5 tonne of that was the old bridge. And you can see they'd literally been there, cast iron bridge, gas axe, cut, drop. Next.
There's in the canal near us, under the A5, you can see where they did roadworks. But all the scaffold poles and scaff clamps and street signs, they've just gone over the top in the water. Just take them home. This is like a government body, and
I spoke to a scaffolder, and he explained why there's so much scaffolding in the water. Because most jobs are scheduled to finish on a Friday. The minute they're all packed up, they finish on a Friday. So when they're packing up, if they can lose a bit, it makes it much quicker to pack up, and you get home earlier. And every job is costed with a percentage of loss.
really,
So when they cost a job up of the scaffolding, they overprice it for percentage of loss. It's mainly for theft and things like that because people need scaffolding. So every job with scaffolding is overpriced because a percentage of it is for loss. So if they know they can throw away 40 clamps and like 10 poles, they're not losing money because they've overpriced the job to get, to do it.
well, you found them 40 odd clamps the other day.
I know, yeah, right behind me there. And believe me, there's a lot more in there. It was just that little platform I was standing on around the back of the stinging nettles. It was getting a little bit slippy. And I was
When they said you were standing on a little platform around there, I didn't realise it was that small until I saw the video.
Yeah.
I'd have been in there. I'd have fell in.
It was, and there's so many snags in there, which I believe is probably a lot more scaffolding, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
One of them ones that possibly I would return in the winter when all them stinging nettles are gone. Because I had to sort of make a pathway through them anyway, but you're limited how far you can throw. That's the other thing, because obviously you can't get the swing. But without the stinging nettles there, you could stand back and get a really good chuck out there. So if anyone wants to give it a go, it's that bridge there, and I think Get rid of them stinging arrows, you could have a really good throw and do a good 25 metres out there. And in the winter, there'll be a lot less boats going by.
This is where you need to kick your van out with like a strimmer and all of that. And
I'm not doing a gardening business, although we have took one before.
strimmer.
Hedge trimmer.
Mm.
But a bloke came by and he said, "Oh, fantastic boat, Tom. Somebody cut these back." Don't think he quite got what we was doing. He probably thought we were council workers, but he was quite happy that they were being cut back. We was only cutting back enough so we could get past them to get to where we wanted to go, but he was really happy that we was trimming the bushes down. Mm.
It's amazing how many passers by and that, they're pleased with what you're doing and they thank you. It's surprising,
Video that I'm just editing now, a boater came along and he just said, "Thank you for that, because I'm fed up of hitting my prop on all them in there." That's all I'm saying. You'll see in the video tomorrow. But yeah, like he said, Canal River Trust just don't bother. They report them, they don't bother. If they come down, he said we should do occasion of stand there, look, say, can't see nothing, they're done. That's it. It's as simple as that. And that's the problem now, that no one wants to take responsibility. If you can't see it, it's not a problem to them. But it really is. It is a problem because people are paying a lot of money to be on our waterways, and just to get pushed aside and ignored, it's not good. And I think that's why you see it on a lot of the fishing groups. The boaters come on the magnet fishing groups before they even bother telling the Canal River Trust, because that can usually get sorted within 24 hours.
Yeah.
Where the River Trust will log it, and then it just takes time for them to actually come and do it, which is too long, because by that time there's possibly 10 boats gone over it, thousands and thousands of pounds worth of damage. If you're on a big tour of the country and you can't move anywhere, your boat's got a dry dock. That's going to be expensive, really expensive. And yeah, it's not good. Not with the money people are actually paying.
Yeah, they ain't cheap, them canal boat holidays.
No, nothing. Well, nothing about boats is cheap now. Someone telling me about the mooring costs of what he was paying, and I couldn't believe it. He said it's gone up like £2,000 in the last 3 years just for mooring.
Wow.
I said to him, "You need to find a cheaper one." He said, "Yeah, but this is a good one because it's secure and things like that." But it's gone up £2,000. I think he's paying just over £6,500 to moor his boat. But that's what you get when you go to a private posh one, I suppose. But your boat's going to be safe, and that's and his is expensive. He's spent a lot of money in that. I sort of see where he's coming from, but I just think everything like that. They always say cheap living. A friend of mine, he actually bought a narrow boat that was moored up, didn't run, didn't even have an engine in it actually, and that was costing him £2,000 a year to have it moored up. But he couldn't move it. But he said it is actually cheap living.
Yeah,
because that's all he pays. Let's have a look. Try and keep up his comments. Oh yes, Terry and Paul are on Real Deal tomorrow. So pop over and have a look. I'll come on and embarrass them. I mean, I'll come on and talk to them. Don't you worry. Absolutely lovely couple. Who we got? So we've had your best find. We had your most emotional one. Weirdest. What's your weirdest?
Trampoline.
What? A full-size trampoline?
It was about 3 to 4 foot, but it was complete.
Right.
I was like, yeah.
We had a full-size one in Manchester.
Wow.
We had the whole thing.
What, big.
Yeah,
12
big
footer.
metal one with sides. They'd had a lot of bad weather the week before, and yeah, we got that out. That thing was huge. I think that was the first day I met Magnet Man Houlihan, and I thought, what a weirdo. What a great bloke. If you ever have the chance to fish with Paul, he's an absolute star with Paul. I rang him early in the week because I wanted to ask him something, and he didn't answer the phone. I got a text message back. Got to go, I'm in bingo. I was like, okay, Paul, never thought of you as the bingo type, but, but he is, he's such a great laugh. poor Liz, and that's the first day I met him, and I thought he's a bit strange, and I think that's why we got on so well, to be honest with you. Because it definitely wasn't normal, and we had such a great time. To be honest with you, that's the day that we went up there. I remember we started pulling out like somebody's living room. We pulled out a table first, then we pulled out chairs, then a candelabra, and then cutlery, and we were sort of setting up this house. And then we've got a hi-fi system. It was like putting someone's living room back together again out of the canal. I think we had 5 motorbikes as well. That was a heavy day. That was a good day, and I met quite a few people then. That's one of the first times I went to Manchester, and that's when I realised how smelly them canals are up there as well. They're really bad. We went back a couple of weeks later, and then we pulled out that 5-foot safe that you could actually get inside, and that killed us. That was definitely a day and a half. That was, but yeah, it was a struggle. But really, you should travel because you meet a totally different lot of people all the time, and the areas are really good.
We're starting to travel a little further afield now with the
Mm.
fishing. So.
Bit awkward when you've got kids, I suppose. It's a bit harder, because
Yeah, I mean,
planning your days. See, I don't have that issue now. That's good.
when Will's at school, we've got to be back ready for when he finishes school. So
Yeah.
we are restricted at how far we go. So it's weekends and working alternate weekends. You sort of got to plan everything in advance, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's
But you've
you
got
know,
school
you guys-
holidays coming up soon, so you've got no restriction of getting back, so everyone's ready for school on Monday morning.
That's
So,
it.
George says, "Do you want to be on in August?"
Yeah, I'll do it. Why
He'll
not?
do it. There we go. He'll do it. Houlihan's awesome. He is, yeah. Let's have a look. See, they're all agreeing. What's with the lady toys in the canals? That's what your wife wants to know. Well, ask a woman because I'm hoping that blokes are not going to know why. Either that or they were feeling a little bit inadequate, and when they found them, they thought this is a bit rude, and they nicked them and took them down the canal and threw them in, just so they measured up. Maybe that's what it's all about. There's so
I
many in
have
there because all them
I have
disgruntled
got
husbands.
I've got a lovely rose gold coloured little lady toy in the glass cabinet of fines in the shed. It's
Right.
a lady toy on Lady Bridge. I won't repeat what Willem shouted out when I pulled it off the magnet, but yeah, it was rather funny.
There is definitely some weird and wonderful stuff in our waterways. And some of the random bags that you found. I found a lot of. I found a parcel and it came up and the magnet got a good hold on it, and it was just a black bin bag with loads of tape wrapped around it. But when I cut the black bin bag open, there was a sledgehammer head in there with somebody's collections of 80s adult magazines. So
That's something
somebody's
you don't see nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it was somebody's collection where the wife was probably onto them, so they wrapped them up in a bin bag with a sledgehammer head and chucked them in the blooming canal. I remember finding that. That was one of the strange ones. But you do get the most random things in bags, don't you?
Yes. Yeah.
And you just think, why? I mean, I've had things like bags with like nuts and bolts in and a bottle of trucker's Tizer, and you're like, why would you do that? Why would you, go through all the trouble? Would it make more sense just to tip it out?
Yeah. I mean, Nay today she pulled out it was a sock with a rock in it. Like the old what was the film? Is it Scrubs?
Borstal
No, not
sock.
Scrubs. Scum. Eh?
Yeah, the Borstal sock, as they called it.
That's it. Yeah, she pulled out one of it. I mean, it's like it came out and it was like it's only there for one thing.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Down in London, they tend to put 9mm guns in their socks when they throw them away. We had a spate of that. We had a lot of socks with a lot of guns in, which is a bit unusual, but whether or not they tripped over when they got it tucked in the sock and it had fallen off. But yeah, we did have a few of them, and yeah, I'm just trying to think of some of the weird and wonderful. I've seen the handbag I found with all them army knives in and the pipes and the coins and that. Now that was cool. That's the sort of bag you like to find, rather than just all these random ones. I've had ones with a laptop in, clothes in, and things like that, and you're like, Okay, I can understand. Maybe somebody had it stolen or it just fell off the back. But then you get people's general rubbish. Now, everyone goes on about, the public being scruffy buggers. Well, it's funny how you find a lot of food cans around canal boats in places. I've noticed
Mm.
that. You tend to find a few bin bags full of rubbish and things like that. Lots of cans. Fishermen, they're not as clean as they make themselves out to be either. You do
Sweet
find.
corn and spam cans.
Mm, yeah, the spam can, so you know it. But it's terrible when you think about it. But it's not an excuse. But if you actually look at the amount of bins there is on towpaths, encourage people to use them and enjoy nature and things like that. But don't put any bins there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not right to throw it in the water, but surely it would help the situation if they actually cared about putting something for rubbish. Now, I did speak to a guy about it, and he said we can't afford to put the bins there. Two reasons. One is the kids push them in the water, and the second one is we've got to pay someone to empty them,
Yeah.
and that is the
Yeah.
answer.
We've pulled out a couple of bins.
Mm, yeah, it's definitely all about cost now. If somebody has to walk down there and it takes them an extra 4 minutes, that's one less bin he can empty somewhere else.
Yeah.
And they're not willing to get another truck. They're not willing to take on more staff. So it's like everything. It's all about money at the end of the day, isn't it? I mean, the
Yeah.
areas where the video tomorrow is, when we actually finished off there, when I was editing, I noticed that the way when we got there was rubbish all over the place. There was a lot of mud, a lot of mess. When we'd actually left at the end of the day, it was spotless. We cleaned
Mm.
all the steps and washed everything down, and it's actually better than when we got there. And you tend to do that. You don't say, well, that wasn't ours. It was here when we got it. You just pick it up, don't you?
Yeah, we've done that before. In fact, we did one spot, and we picked up more from the previous person than we actually pulled out ourselves. It was a good day.
Mm, yeah, we've had that. The platform where Paul got his big bomb from. When he got there, he pointed down. There's a trolley, so pulling the trolley up, it's full of someone's scrap. So they left it on the platform, and someone's come along and thought, that'd be fun. Let's chuck it back in. So somebody actually did that to me when I can't remember whether that was Tamworth or not. Somebody actually came along. We left all the scrap in a trolley by the base of the ramp, while we was further up. And someone walked straight past me and went and pushed the whole trolley in the water. Worst thing is, we struggled like hell getting it back out because we'd sort of interweaved all the poles in the trolley so
Yeah.
the stuff didn't fall out, which made it exceptionally flipping heavy. But just blatantly, just walked past us, went down there, pushed it straight in, and walked off. You're like, there's some strange people in this world. There really is. But I think I put it on my video and his face because I'm like that. I like to share it. But right, okay, then we're approaching 9 o'clock, and I've still got to finish that video for tomorrow. So I'm going to say it's been great having you on here. Give yourself a shout out once more, just so everybody knows.
Yep. Mercy Magnet Fishing. We've got Facebook and we got YouTube every Wednesday, 7:30.
So dive on over, have a look, give them a cheeky subscription because it's free and it doesn't cost anything, and it'll make their day as well. So go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Now these do go out with the kingfishers a bit, so if you're not subscribed to them, you might as well do that as well while you're there because they're getting a bit like Siamese twins now. So I think
And the Fekies. Don't forget the Fekies. Yeah, we do look like ant. Yeah.
yeah.
It's me dad.
Stop, you've got a bit more colour.
Yeah. You can say
And
it's me dad.
Finky Chuckers. We'll probably get him on here actually, but I think I need to meet his wife first and just better because she's as mad as what Andy says. I don't know whether I could cope with her. But it's been great having you on anyway, mate. It was good meeting
Thank
you
you.
at Stourport. We had a good laugh, even though you got the best finds of the day. But we won't worry about that, because it's magnet fishing and that's what it's all about. So, everyone, don't forget, we are premiering at 9 o'clock tomorrow, as long as I pull my finger out my backside. And if not, we'll see you Sunday at 4. And if not, Tuesday at 9 o'clock, I'm doing my first test video. I want to get on some more, but the stuff's taking flipping forever to get it. But Tuesday at 9, come along, come and see something a little bit different. I've got you a fantastic discount code. If I remember rightly, the first 5 of you get an absolutely amazing one, but the next ones, you still get a good discount code, but the first 5 is going to get the best one. But thank you all for joining. If you're out at the weekend, everybody, make sure you have a safe time. And if it's like it is now, pouring down with rain, don't worry about it. It's magnet fishing. We're used to getting wet. But don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and we will catch you on the next one. And thank you for joining.
No problem. Thank you for joining.